Thank you for that wonderful speech. We now turn to our final speech for the evening. Closing for the opposition is Amira Sharif. Amira Sharif is an MPhil student of criminological research studying at Darwin College. She holds a BSc in Security and Crime Science from University College London. Amira, you have the floor.
Ooh. Thank you. I was getting really comfortable sitting down. Those chairs are really comfy, I have to say so. Brilliant speeches from both sides. I enjoyed listening in. Thank you so much for the introduction. So to change it up, I will be giving an international point of view. So unlike where the proposition has been giving, and also from my side as well, a little bit of UK, USA, South Africa, changed it up a little bit here and there, but I'm going to change it up. I'm going to be playing with fire tonight, so let's see how this goes. So as you know, I'm challenging the notion of the police cannot work. Let's begin with the fundamental purpose of policing. I'll say it again. So what is it? Here I quote the House of Common Laws. They state that the core duty of the police service is to protect the public by detecting and preventing crime. Here, police forces are vital for maintaining peace in our communities because they have the necessary resources, networks, and abilities to address large-scale criminal activity. They serve a purpose for us. All right, now let us consider a world where there's no police. We didn't have policing at all. Just like imagine it, like scrap that entirely. Like let's go back a little bit. No police to enforce laws, to respond to crimes, provide protection. In such a scenario, we would witness a dramatic breakdown of social order. Is that a simple, imaginative scenario? No, historically, not. That was the case. Let's look at Singapore. What do we know about Singapore? It's currently one of the safest nations globally. Really nice place. You should visit. I vouch for it, honestly. But, so in the early 1950s and early 1960s, Singapore faced widespread lawlessness, including rampant gang violence, drug trafficking, and public disorder. So it was never really the case. The criminal element operated with little fear of repercussions. The general public felt increasingly unsafe as time went by. In 1964, the homicide rate for males, again in Singapore, one of the safest nations currently, per 100,000 population was 7.4. During this period, the police force was not really present. All of the Singapore police force, really, it was not really existent at the time, was under British colonial rule. The police force was often under-resourced, lacked proper training, faced corruption, making it difficult to maintain law and order. Gangsters, criminal syndicates held significant influence. So here, there's no police. There are other people that take control. You have organized crime taking control, other organizations, and many parts of society were left to operate outside the control of law enforcement. It was not until Singapore gained self-governance in 1959 and independence in 1965 that the government took decisive steps to reform and professionalize the police, leading to a significant reduction in crime and the transformation of Singapore into one of the safest countries in the world today. From the 19th... Yeah.
Could you not say that it's safe to be in Singapore depending on who you are? If you're a human rights advocate or someone who advocates freedom of speech, it can be quite dangerous.
Ooh, give me a break. Everything comes with a cost and benefit. You just can't. It's not really realistic. Like, come on. Like, let's change it up a little bit.
Point of information.
No. Okay, going back to what I was saying. From the 1964 7.4 homicide rate, the 2019 report on Singapore homicide rate is now 0.2. Quite a success story, I have to say so myself. I'd also like to give a success story for the Singaporean police force. Gosh, I should really work in marketing, you guys. I'm advertising Singapore and I'm Middle Eastern. This is like no ties to Singapore, no affiliation to Singapore. So on 9 December 2001, Singapore formed a terrorist plot to bomb American targets, including an MRT station, so also known as a tube, US embassy, US-linked buildings. The country's intelligence, law enforcement agencies worked in unison to disrupt this plot, which could have caused significant potential harm. The Singapore police force continues to monitor and disrupt extremist activities with a focus on preventing both domestic and international terror threats. In total, 36 people were arrested during the operation against the terrorist group in 2001 and 2002. Clearly a case where the police worked in foiling a potential deadly attack, right? Also, the notion that policing cannot always work is kind of ludicrous, because even when resources are stretched thin and societal issues run deep, you still have cases where law enforcement have done some strides in improving safety and order, because really, why would we be investing our resources and money into that? Like, come on, like governments all around the world just be spending their money and putting it all and on and on and on. Like, how many countries do we have? 193 according to the United Nations? I don't know. You can correct me. 95?
I don't know, sorry.
Okay, but not yet. So now, anyways. So let's look at blood feuds. In the UK, blood feuds were common in Anglo-Saxon and Viking times. Without a centralized law enforcement system, it was up to individuals and families to seek justice in their own terms. Ooh, what I would do if I would do things in my own terms. I would wreak havoc. Let's just say, some people piss me off. I do axe throwing for fun. So, yeah. Ooh, I shouldn't say that out loud. Anyways, yeah, so often serious violence, retaliatory killings, or escalating violence over generation. It was until the 19th century, with the establishment of professional police forces like the Metropolitan Police, founded by Sir Robert Peel in 1829, that the need for organized impartial law enforcement became clear. The creation of modern police system helped to reduce the prevalence of blood feuds, providing a fair and structured process for justice. For the first time, there was a force dedicated not to personal retribution, but to the enforcement of law, protecting communities from the unchecked violence of blood feuds. Now, another case I'd like to highlight. Not yet. Give me a break, please. People, come on. I have a script to work with here. Okay, so I'd like to highlight that disproves the statement, policing cannot work is with child marriages and trafficking. Ooh, all right. So let's look at the mighty Nepali organization, a policing initiative in Nepal that worked alongside law enforcement, has rescued thousands of underage girls from the forced marriages and child trafficking. In 2018, they intercepted 259 children and women at the border, preventing them from being trafficked. Again, another successful case story. So again, this is just showing my point. Well, my last case to illustrate that policing does work is with the strike force. Not yet. Come on, please. Did I hear, or am I hallucinating now and I'm becoming schizophrenic? But yeah, anyways, my last case to illustrate that policing does work is with Strike Force Parker last year, conducted by the New South Wales Police in Australia. This operation uncovered a Zoom room with over 500 suspected pedophiles sharing child abuse material. The collaborative effort involving international agencies like the FBI resulted in multiple arrests and highlighted the importance of global cooperation in combating online child exploitation. I can therefore say that the claim policing does not work is a blanket statement that ignores evidence from cases where policing has been effective. Under the right circumstances, policing can work, and I can speak for that for myself, from just my background, being from the United Arab Emirates and being Dubai. It's a successful case model. When you said, oh, show me an example, that I can say was successful, at least in my perspective. Shh, no, I don't want to hear anything. I would like to end my argument with this figure of speech. A broken chair doesn't mean all chairs are useless. A chair still serves its purpose. Can you give me a break? A chair still serves its purpose, and that broken chair can be repaired. Similarly, one flawed policing model doesn't mean policing as a whole cannot work. You want me to sleep here tonight? I don't know. I'm not getting paid for this, so no. Just like a chair. Yeah, well, anyways. Just like a chair, policing still serves a purpose, and broken models can be fixed. I know that, unfortunately, with my coding experience, not nice. Start a code script, and then midway through you realize you messed up, but you can still fix that shit. It takes time, but you can. Excuse me for my language, apologies. Anyways, thank you for your time. I'm done. Yeah.
And thank you for that energizing speech to close off the debate. Order in the chamber, please. The floor prize for tonight is the ability to make your own custom flavor at Jack's Gelato. Okay, thanks for that. But before we get to the moment that everybody's been waiting for, we do have a few announcements to make over the course of the week. On Saturday, the 1st of March, we'll be welcoming the Wilberforce Society into the building for the Wilberforce Conference. That's open to all members of the Cambridge Union and the Wilberforce Society, and the keynote speaker is Lord Simon MacDonald, the Master of Christ College. On Sunday, the 2nd of March, we'll be welcoming Steel Bangles for a collaboration with the Cambridge University Punjabi Society. On Monday, the 3rd of March, we'll be welcoming Dame Prue Leaf. On Tuesday, the 4th of March, we'll be welcoming Baroness Hale, the first female Supreme Court President. On Wednesday, the 5th of March, we'll be having a panel in the library on combating violence against women and girls. It will have representatives from Women's Aid and Britain's leading domestic violence charities and campaigners. On Thursday, we'll be having another debate here in the chamber on the motion Meat is Murder, or this House believes meat is murder. And on Friday, we'll be hosting a panel in acknowledgement of International Women's Day, titled Britain and the Women Who Led the Change. We also have an announcement from our Vice President Designate.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for coming, and thank you for our speakers and also those that also contributed tonight. In terms of announcements, we do have an announcement about the elections coming up. So, nominations for elections for positions open on Friday the 28th of February, being tomorrow, and they close at 6 p.m. on the 8th of March. In terms of the positions available for Michaelmas term 2025, they follow President, Debates Officer, Speakers Officer, Social Events Officer, and Equalities Officers. For any questions, please email vicepresident@cus.com, and more information will also come out alongside the How to Run guide very shortly. Thank you.
Just as a note, that's vicepresident@cus.org. Now, for the final announcement of the evening, the floor speech prize and the ability to create your own custom flavor at Jack's Gelato does go to our wonderful friend from North Carolina. Please do get in touch with us after the debate and we'll sort of inform you as to how to do that. Please, everybody, give a warm round of applause, not only to our speakers tonight, but also to Aaliyah for helping convene this debate and everybody who helped make this happen. Thank you all for joining us here at the Cambridge Union. Now, in this house, we vote with our feet. So, as any of you who have been to a Cambridge Union debate will know, you will vote through the door on your right to vote in favour of the motion, through the door on your left to vote in opposition of the motion, and through the door in the centre to abstain. If you're upstairs on the balcony, there will be an events management officer there to record your vote. Please exit through either door. Thank you so much and have an amazing evening.